Welcome to physics online session. Today I'll start new chapter, that is alternating currents. So in the previous chapter we have discussed an important topic, that is AC generator. Which converts mechanical energy into electrical energy. Electrical energy. Okay, so this is a function of AC generator. Okay, and it generates AC current. AC current. Okay, and it uses how it was generated, how the alternating current was generated in the AC generator we have discussed in the previous chapter, and it uses the Faraday's law of electromagnetic induction. So how it generates? It uses Faraday's law of electromagnetic induction. Okay, so very important principle. Okay, and according to Faraday, the amount of EMF or current generated in the circuit is equals to minus d pi b by dt. Okay, so when the current will be generated, or when the EMF is induced in a coil, for example there is a coil. So when the magnetic flux linked with this coil, let us take a Bohr magnet. When the magnetic flux, these are the magnetic field lines and magnetic flux. Already we have discussed what is the magnetic flux. The number of field lines, magnetic field lines that are passing through the passing through a coil represent the flux. Okay, if the flux passing through a closed coil changes, then current is induced in the coil. Okay, so how much current induced in the coil depends upon the rate of change of flux. How fast you change the flux, that amount of current will be generated. Here the negative sign represents here the direction of the current. Okay, which is opposite to the change of the flux. Okay, if the flux is decreasing, the current is induced such that it opposes the change in the flux. Okay, this is already discussed in the previous chapter. Okay, so next, now in the previous chapters like electrostatics, we have used DC power supplies. Like batteries and capacitors, so are used to charging, example charging of a battery. So these are the DC power supply. Okay, in order to charge a battery we have to use a DC power supply. Okay, so but most of the electronic circuits uses, okay, most of the electrical energy is generated and used in the form of alternating current. So why it was generated, and we are using alternating electrical energy in the form of alternating current? Why most of the electronic devices uses alternating current but not DC current directly? So because of the following reasons. Okay, so this alternating voltage, AC current or voltage, else AC current or voltage can be converted from one level to another another level, okay, with the help of a transformer. Okay, this cannot be we cannot convert from any one level to any desired level by using a in case of a DC current. DC current cannot be converted from one voltage to other voltage, any desired voltage. Not easy. It is not an easy process. So AC current can easily converted from one voltage to any other voltages, desired voltage. For example, the AC voltage of our AC mains is about 232, 222 to 240 volts. Okay. So, and it can be converted into any other voltage. It can be converted into 5 volts. It can be converted into 110 volts. Okay, this is the advantages of AC current over DC. So, this is one of the advantages. Okay, and AC motors. Okay, so by using AC currents, AC motors can easily constructed. Their construction is simpler, and construction is simpler and cheaper, and they can easily with a less cost we can construct AC motors over DC motors. Okay, that is why AC current is very important in our daily life. So in this chapter we will discuss what is an AC current, okay, and we will discuss AC current, AC circuits with different components, like AC circuit with resistor, AC circuit with right here in this chapter we will discuss different AC circuits. Okay, so in this chapter we will discuss 4 important electric circuits. Now AC circuit with pure resistor. Okay, and the next important electrical circuit, that is AC circuit with pure inductor. Okay, pure inductor. And the symbol of resistance, you know, this is a symbol of resistor. You know what is a resistor? A device which obstructs the electrical energy, okay, opposes the electrical energy. Electric current is known as resistor, and you know, and this resistor, the symbolic representation of resistor, and it is represented by R, resistance of a resistor represented by R, and it is measured in ohms. Okay, this is called ohm. Okay, so ohm, symbol ohm, and the symbolic representation, and represented by letter R. So inductor, it is represented like this. Okay, this is an inductor. So coil with the number of turns is serves like a inductor. Okay, inductance represented by L, and the symbol is the unit is Henry. Symbol is H. Unit symbol is H. And third important circuit, AC circuit with pure capacitor. And representation of capacitor is represented by 2 plates. So in case of a battery, what about battery? So battery is represented by one big plate and one small plate. This is plus, this is minus. But capacitor, so represented by 2 plates of same size. Okay, so this is a capacitor, and representation of capacitor, you see symbolic representation, and then it is represented by capacitance represented by letter C, and the unit of capacitance is farad, and symbolic representation is F. Okay, so this is a third, we'll discuss third circuit, AC circuit, that is AC circuit with pure capacitor. Next, fourth circuit is AC circuit with the series combination of with series combination of resistor, capacitor, and inductor. This is called inductor L. LCR, series circuit. Okay, so in this chapter, in the first half of this chapter, we will discuss these 4 circuit, electrical circuit, which is, these are very important. Okay, so in our exam one of the topic will come soon, and this is very important. So here I will, in this present class, I will start with AC circuit with pure resistor. Okay, so before going to discuss the first electrical circuit, we have to know what is the difference between AC current and DC current. First I will explain what is AC current and representation of AC current. Okay, graphical representation of AC current. AC current. So AC current, if the magnitude and direction of a current changes with the time, then it is said to be alternating current. Okay, so I'll draw the symbolic representation here. So sorry, here I will draw, so sorry, right, I'll draw it straight. Okay, so here, sorry, is going right. This is x-axis, this is y-axis. Okay, right. So we want to represent AC current. So first I will write what is AC current. Here, for in AC current, the magnitude and direction of current, the magnitude and direction of current changes, periodically changes, actually periodically changes with time. Okay, this is about AC current, and I'll represent the AC current here. So this is the AC current. Okay, so here the at 0 time, after this is complete cycle. Okay, it's T, and sorry, this is T by 2, and this is T. You can also give another representation in terms of angles also we can represent. Okay, so that is 0, pi, 2 pi. This is complete cycle. In a complete cycle, it has one positive maxima and one negative maxima. This is called the peak value of current, represented by I suffix m. This is a maximum value of current or peak value, and this is positive maximum and negative maximum. So negatives are represent the direction of current changes. So okay, positive value, negative value, so the direction changes periodically. Okay, this is about the representation of AC current. Generally, mathematically it is represented as I is equals to Im sine omega t. So this is omega t. Okay, or theta. Omega t is nothing but is equals to theta. Okay, I sine, you can also write I am into sine theta also. Okay, right. So this is, let it be equation number 1. So what is I? I represent the instantaneous current. Symbol I represent instantaneous current. Okay, what Im represent? Small im, it is a maximum value of current, or it's a peak value. Simply we can call it as a peak value. Okay, so here omega is angular frequency. Omega is angular frequency, and it is equals to 2 pi nu. Okay, or 2 pi by t. Okay, these are the representations of omega. And what is so here only I'll try to write F. What is nu? Nu nothing but the frequency. Omega is angular frequency, nu is the simple frequency. Okay, this is about the alternating current. Okay, simply I'll repeat it again. So if the magnitude and direction of current changes with time, then it is known as alternating current, and this is the this is the mathematical representation, and it is a graphical representation of AC current, and these are the different parameters, different meaning of different terms in the expression of current. Okay, I instantaneous current, Im is a peak value, omega t is the angle, so the time at which we need to find current. Okay, this is the time, t is a time. Okay, and omega is a 2 pi by t. So okay, this is about AC current. And what is the DC current? Representation of the DC current. Now I'll represent DC current. So DC current or DC voltage. Okay, so right. So in a DC current, the magnitude and direction, magnitude and direction of current do not change. Do not change with time. Okay, it remains constant. Okay, so whereas in case of alternating current, so its value changes periodically, but its value remains constant for. Okay, right. So this is, this is a time axis, and this is current axis. Okay, here let us take in case of a DC power supply, let us take a battery which provides current of 5 amperes, which it always provides 5 amperes of current, so whose value do not change with the time. Okay, if we take a 5 volts battery, so it always provide 5. Let us suppose 5 volts battery is providing 0.5 amperes of current, so it provides that current. Okay, when that battery is connected in the circuit. Okay, this current do not change with the time. Okay, this is about the DC current. Okay, so now we have discussed what is the difference between AC current, DC current, and their representations. Okay, and the next first circuit is AC circuit with a pure resistor. Before going to discuss AC circuit with pure resistor, we have to know what is a phasor. Sorry, I will change it to capital. Okay, so phasors. Okay, so okay, after discussing this topic, and we will go to our actual topic, that is AC circuit with pure resistor. So phasors are the anti-clockwise rotating vectors. So here these phasors are generally used in AC circuits. Okay, so these phasors are used in AC circuits to represent the relation between voltage and current. Okay, right. Next, actually phasor is an anti-clockwise rotating vector. Okay, so and what is the function of this vector? So these phasors are used to represent it is used to represent the phase relation the phase relation between voltage and current. Okay, where they are in the same phase or out of the phase. Okay, the phase relation between them is represented by phasors. Okay, for example, in an electrical circuit, in AC circuit, the current is represented by I is equals to Im sine omega t. Okay, so then this what I told about the phasor, an anti-clockwise rotating vector. Okay, so here omega t represents the initial phase. For example, a phasor, let a phasor is rotating with an angular velocity velocity omega, then with an angular velocity omega, then the phasor graphically represented as, so I'll draw that phasor diagram. This is called a phasor diagram, graphical representation of phasor diagram, and this is about the phasor diagram. So here omega t, sorry, I'll remove here. This is the phasor. I'll draw the phasor here, and this is this is about the phasor. Okay, here this is the peak value, and what is the initial angle? It is rotating with angular velocity omega, and let the initial phase or initial angle of the phasor with a positive axis, let it be omega t, and it is rotating in what direction? Anti-clockwise rotating vector. It rotates anti-clockwise direction. That is what this is the initial position, and it is rotating in an anti-clockwise direction. Omega represents the phase, initial phase. I am this length of this arrow. This is a phasor. Okay, it is represented with respect to horizon, and it rotates about in a positive in an anti-clockwise direction, right? It must be represented with a positive x-axis only, and here this is the I'm drawing two vertical lines onto x and y axis. This is Im cos omega t. This is the x projection of this phasor. Let it be OP is a phasor, current phasor. This is a current phasor, and initial angle is omega t, and its length of this arrow represents the peak value, and Im, this is omega t, Im cos omega t, and this is Im sin omega t. Already we have, you know how to resolve vector. Vector is Im, and it is making an angle omega t with the positive x-axis, and that component become cos term, and y component become sin term. That is why we got Im sin omega t and Im cos omega t. Okay, and here we will write those points here. Here the length of arrow gives the peak value. Length of arrow gives the peak value. Now, what is the length of the arrow? Im is the length of the arrow that gives the peak value, and the y projection and a y component. This is the y component, this is the x component. So y projection or y component gives the what value? Instantaneous value. Okay, if you want to find current at any time, 1 second, 2 seconds, that will be represented by the y component. So what I am represent? The peak value. This is a instantaneous current. Okay, right. Okay, and that is I is equals to Im sine omega t. Okay, so right, okay. This is about the phasor. Once again I'll repeat what is a phasor. Phasors are anti-clockwise rotating vectors, and these are used to represent the phase relation between voltage and current in a AC circuit. These are generally used in AC circuits to represent the phase relation between voltage and current. And phasor is an anti-clockwise rotating vector. Phasor is an anti-clockwise rotating vector. Okay, so I took an example, a phasor which is rotating with an angular velocity omega, and this is a phasor diagram presentation. This length of this arrow gives a peak value, and if initial phase is omega t, then x component become Im cos omega t, y become Im sin omega t. Length of arrow gives a peak value, and y projection gives the instantaneous value, and this is about the instantaneous value. And this is about the phasor, and how to use these phasors to represent the phase relation between voltage and current. We will see it in the next class. Okay, thank you.